Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. Hope you guys had a good weekend. It was a good weekend for me. The Cats are up and about, mate. I was at the MCG and that was one of the best games I've been to, I think. Certainly from a home and away standpoint. That was wild. Like, the atmosphere was insane. You don't often get that big of a crowd, particularly like a Geelong home game in the home and away season. It was absolutely sick. Like, when Ollie Henry kicked that goal and they're all booing him. Oh, geez, that's the stuff that gets you up and about when he slots it through. And just from a pure footy point of view, like, the Cats are going well beyond my expectation, and I feel like so many years down the recent times, we've been very good, but you've sort of expected it, and we've often been like, all right, probably a pass marks winning the flag. This is one of the first times I've been like, honestly, I don't know if we're a top 8 team, so you're a bit more like, I guess you're almost more excited because I didn't expect this. I really thought we'll probably, best case, might be 5th or 6th, and you could easily miss the 8, but now I'm like, geez, we're a genuinely good team. And even before this week, even though we hadn't lost, I thought, I think we're going to learn a bit more today. And we learn a bit, and the Cats, they're looking good. No Stewart, Dangerfield, for the most part, wasn't out there. Great half or so, but gee, I was bloody pleased. And pretty pleased with my SuperCoach side. Haven't looked at the final rank, but I feel like I'm moving up. I feel like we're breaking in the top 10K. I feel like it was a good week. A couple of rookies really done me good. So we'll look at that in a second. But I did say a couple of weeks ago that I'd tell you guys a story from school camp. I told her on TikTok, but I just keep forgetting to tell it. And I had other things to talk about, so I thought I'll give you the story now. But camp was fun. It's a couple of weeks back now. But the story I want to tell you guys was it was bloody funny because we were maybe the second night. We were meant to go on like a night walk, and one of the students I work pretty close with, he was super keen on this night walk, and so was I. I thought it'd be cool, like we're going to do this walk as a group. But sort of halfway through the day, later in the piece, it's like, for whatever reason, I don't even know why, night walk's off, not happening. And he's shattered. He's like, oh, Daniel, it's on my bucket list. He's just year 8, thinks it's the coolest thing ever to go for a night walk at dark, when you're on camp. And I'm like, look, mate, I'm sorry, I don't know what, he's like, can we just go? I'm like, oh, mate, we can't, me and you can't just go walking in the woods, mate. I'd love to, but I can't do that. And he's on me. He's like, come on, please, please, please. So I said, look, ask your coordinator and see what he says. Coordinator's like, look, 10 minutes, mate. You go for a walk with Daniel, 10 minutes. So we're going for a walk. He's got me torch. He's looking around up the trees in the lake. He's thinking it's the best thing ever. I'm like, oh, he's pretty happy. That's good. Starting to get a bit further away from the cabins and where everyone else is. He's like, oh, it's a bit freaky. Feel like we're in a horror movie. You feel like someone's watching you. I'm like, yeah, it's a little creepy, mate. It's a bit dark, bit silent. Yeah, it's a bit freaky. Anyway, we're looking around. Been 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, mate. We've had more than enough. Let's turn around. So we turn around, and by this point, he's sort of a bit on edge. You know when you spook yourself out? And he's talking about bloody skinwalkers and stuff. Far out, mate. Anyway, he's looking around. He's got, oh, shit, Jesus. I saw something. I'm like, what'd you see? I saw a black silhouette over there. I'm like, come on, mate. It's all good. We're fine. I'm sure nothing's there. Keep walking. 10 seconds later, looks around again. Shit! And he starts running. He's running. He's like, fuck. And he's the one with the torch. He's sprinting away. So all of a sudden, I'm in pitch black darkness. So I'm like, fuck. I better start running. I'm like, mate, calm down, bro. You've got the torch, mate. Don't leave me here in the absolute darkness, bro. And part of me's starting to think, shit, did he actually see something? Am I about to get murdered here or abducted? But it was crazy. And he was so on edge. He's like, oh my God, I saw this black silhouette. It had red eyes. I'm like, look, mate, pretty sure we're all good. You with me? We'll walk back now. It's going to be fine. And the whole way home, he's like looking back with the torch, every 5 seconds, just looking back, and he's breathing heavy. I'm like, it's all good, mate. We'll be fine. So his night walk tour, he crossed it off the bucket list, but Jesus, his heart rate, I reckon he crossed that off the list too. He nearly wiped it out, but crazy times. It was a good trip though, and yeah, just random stuff that goes on. Random stuff. But let's have a look at the SuperCoach side. It's really interesting stage right now with my trades as well. I wish I could double trade boost. I mean, I feel like I could make 4 trades, but didn't Rogers from Gold Coast look really good? He becomes a must-in. And Tom Powell, mate, what are you doing, bro? What is Clarko doing? Looks like he got pushed out of the midfield. I didn't see the game because I was travelling up to the Cats game, but Anyway, let's deal with the ranking first. I'm hoping I've gone up to somewhere in the 7,000s. I want to be optimistic here. So let's have a look. Just a bit of loading here, guys. I don't know why it does this every single time, and as soon as it does the little green loop thing, it'll load straight away. Probably doesn't normally take this long, but that's cool. It's not like I want to get to bed or anything. Here we go. Now it'll work straight away. Yes, baby. Let's go. We moved up heaps. All right. We are well into the 7,000s. We're nearly knocking in the top 7,000. All right. That's good. That's really good. I'm stoked with that. Really pleased with that. 2,184. And like I said off the top, it was the draftees that got me through. Like, it was some draftees. You get a bit of luck sometimes. You need to put a rookie on field, and you just hope they have a good one. We'll go through that in a minute. But Sheezel was really good. Roberts, I flicked to the back line just because I didn't want to expose Tom Brown. But Mac Andrew, not his best, but still solid. He always scores well in comparison to the possessions he had. But it's okay. You know, he should get beyond 400k. It'll be all right. Zach Williams bounced back nicely. Looks good. Like, if he can continue playing full games, should make some reasonable money. Close, he wasn't quite at his best, but he did cop. At one point, I thought he was going to get subbed off. So I was just happy he got back on the ground because it looked pretty bad with the shoulder. So I'm not sure how sore he pulled up. He played the game out. Maybe he'll be okay. But he's making some really nice coin, racing his way to 300k. And how good is Graham looking? I mean, this is the stuff you love when you got to field a guy that you just know could score a 42 or they could score an 87. And to get an 87 was great. And to get lucky on a number of occasions, like Wilson, had to field him. Like, once D'Ambrosio was gone, had to field him. One of McKercher, I had to put my faith in, so I went Wilson. He goes great. And then I thought, well, I'll go McKercher, because my plan was if McKercher didn't do well, I could flick Powell into the middle or Flanders in the middle and Darcy get his score. But look, 102 from McKercher was fantastic, and he looked to finally play that halfback role that we thought he could so well. And I'm hoping he can, I'll put my faith in him, so I really feel like he repaid it there. Elliot Yeo just doing his inside things and hard things, tackling hard, kicking goals. He was looking great. Walsh found a bit of it, wasn't quite the best to his other couple of games, but he's over 600k now, and I don't think he'll be dropping below that anytime soon. Dacos with me VC. If I did make one mistake, it was probably leaving some points on the board with not putting the VC on Gawn. In my head, I was going Dacos into Walsh. I don't know why I didn't go Gawny, but that's okay. You take 128. Miller was fantastic. A few people talking about trading him out. That's why you don't. He's a gun. He's averaging 118. Come on. Same with Tommy Green. I mean, do I have to say it? I told you so. Come on. Back these premiums in, for goodness sake. How are we going for time? We got time. Martin just continues doing good things. He was somewhat quiet, then goes bonkers in the forward half in the last quarter. I hope that's not a permanent move, but we touched on Gawn. Grundy, not his best, but 83. It's far from the worst. We've seen Rowan Marshall have a couple of stinkers, so you'll take an 83 if that's his lowest. Heaney, just doing Heaney things. He's a bit sore towards the end of the game, but still snagged a goal. Thought Flanders was going to score more than that, actually, but he's just racking up so much of the footy. Jackson's maybe the only little concern. I didn't see the game, so it's hard to get a real feel on it. Clearly, Darcy coming to the side is affecting him, but I'm hesitant to trade him out because we don't have much else to back ourselves in within that forward line. Fife proving a really good selection. Comben, slow, steady, not quite what we wanted. Don't know, he may go. And Powell, well, he's gone, mate. Very disappointing. Thought he could be a keeper, but bit of a positional role change by the looks of it, at least for that week. Looks like Phillips affected him. Disappointing. And Darcy, a nice score there to just keep his cash going in the right direction. So, promising stuff. Okay, I'll have a bit of a look at my leagues and go through those, and then we'll just talk trades. Nothing confirmed in my mind, but just brainstorm a few thoughts and ideas. Got pipped by 16 points when you scored 2, 3, 8, 4. I didn't think I'd lose too many, but we did lose 3, so good win there. And geez, look at Billy go nuts there. That's a really nice score. Well done there, mate. Good win there. Close win there over Steve, and just 15 points. Got the dub. Nice. Oh, Razzle Dazzle's knocked me off by 8 points. Absolutely savage, mate. But I'm not doing too well in that league, and that's a cash league, mate. I need these wins. Got the victory nice there. Likewise. Fairly close one against Jackson there. And then rounding up the round with a few comfortable victories. A very close one there in the professionals. Blade just got you there, mate. Likewise with Luca, very close game. So there's always a few real close ones. So nice job to those who did break through the 2400 barrier. That's a very nice score. Now, what I'm thinking, right, is I'm thinking guys that need to come in. Rogers at Gold Coast, he looked electric. Scores 98, highly touted, academy player. You know when some young players can score well, but you're not convinced. Watching him, I was like, he was electric. He even got caught holding the ball a few times, made some mistakes, and still scored 98. He looks like a very impactful player. So I feel like he has to come in. Now, Marcus Bontempelli is another. Now, I want to see the break even. He could potentially wait a week. I'm always hesitant to wait a week on these absolute super guns because you just never know when a 160's around the corner. Break even a 124. Now he's at 614, so even if he goes, so he's only hit that break even. He's hit it 3 times this year, 4, but twice was by a point and a couple points. So the odds suggest even if he went 150, he probably goes up 10 or 15k max. Now, a couple of guys I want to also look at, and don't hate too much, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Jack Sinclair, proven premium, slow start to the year, back to looking more towards his best, but the break-even's still 117, so I'll wait on that. Luke Davies-Uniacke, an absolute favourite of mine. Even though I can't really spell his name, but still. Now, his break-even will be low. He's at 518, break-even of 84. Now, these numbers don't read that well, but a bloke of Davies-Uniacke's quality at 518, God, he's tempting me hard. Tempting me so hard. Or then do you go Jordan Dawson, who's really bounced back, and his break-even's going to be super low. He's a bit more expensive at 558, but break-even at 24. Looks like he's back. So, I don't know, mate. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, because I could go. So, Powell will go. Let's have a look at these break-evens here. Yeah, so Powell definitely goes. Combin's got to be on the chopping block. Oh, Jordan Sweet has to come in. Fuck. Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah, righto. Shit. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so Jordan Sweet has to come in. See, I'm a big believer in you can't miss cash cows. You just can't. So, far out. I forgot about that. So, all right. So I feel like Sweet has to come in. Rogers is too good of an option to miss. And then it's a matter of, do you go Powell to Bontempelli? You probably do. Don't muck around. Davies-Uniacke could come out and score 95 and Bonk goes 140 and I'm like, ugh. And I need money for Petrarca in a couple of weeks. Even someone like Jack Steele, Zach Butters had a poorer game. It's not like their price is plummeting, but they'll be a lot more achievable. And the forward line, I've got no idea. Isaac Rankin, Dane Zorko. I don't know. We need something. We need something to come through. So that's my early thoughts. Gee, I really want to get these upgrades happening, but I feel like you can't miss, particularly on Sweet. So, okay. All right, I'm going to have a play around with this, and I'll get back to you with me trades. But I'm going live on Wednesday. Answer all your questions there. But, yeah, there's a few moving pieces to be had. I hope you had a good week. Cheers.